because I want you all to get used to seeing the difference between the befores and the afters, the enhancement of what makeup can really do. Now, today is basically an orientation, I might say. Today is just to get to know you guys, to let you all in on what it is we're going to be covering for the next 20 weeks, not 20 weeks, 20 sessions, 10 weeks, 20 sessions, as well as the list of materials that you all are going to need. Also, for today, we're going to just be going into some theory information on exactly what makeup is. You know, what is makeup artistry? I trust that each and every one of you all is going to have your writing material on hand at all times for every single class, because I'm not sure if you all are aware of this, but there are quizzes throughout the duration of the classes, and those quizzes has to be done. And the information I'll be giving to you all is going to be based on the quizzes that's about to come throughout the 20 sessions. So if you don't have a pen and a notebook, now I don't want you all to just have sheets of paper all over the place, but I would want you all to have a notepad or a notebook or a copybook, one particular book that you'll be able to store all your written information in, because I'll be giving you a lot of tips and tricks in between the classes. And because the classes is just 2 hours, we have a lot to pack in within that 2 hours, also including questions and answers, because I want to get some of your questions in as well. So having your notes would be really, really important throughout this session, not just a session, but the entire duration of the class. So you can always go back into your notes and see what you have missed. The majority of this class is going to be practical, and you all are going to be working with me. So I'm going to be teaching you all step by step on everything. So whatever I do, you all are going to be doing it too. But it's only after the first half of the class you all are going to be doing full faces, because by that time you're all going to be able to have the sufficient time to get in completing an entire face. So for the first half, the majority of sessions, you're going to be doing step by step. So I'm talking about, we're going to be doing brows one day, we're going to be doing a particular eye look another day, then we're going to be doing skin another day. So by the time we finish cover all these step by step procedures, then we're going to be going into doing full faces. And by that time, I'll be able to look on and look at you all and see what you all are doing. Now, my classes would not be boring. I like to have an exciting class. As much as your mics would be off, I wouldn't want to see anybody looking confused. So if it is you happen to feel lost, something you need to be able to develop is patience, because makeup is a lot of trials, a lot of errors, and a lot of practice. And if you don't have the patience if you don't set yourself up mentally to develop the patience for this class, you are going to become frustrated. At one point in my life, I was a student as well, so I know, I would understand how it is you all would feel. Just to reiterate on some of the things that Alicia would have said, I do not promote disrespect on no levels for any of my classes. I believe that respect is given as it is due. Also, I am not allowing anyone to record the classes from their personal devices nor phones, right? This is not to be recording and screenshots and sent to various people. This is a personal and a private class. And if in any time clippings or anything is being circulated, you would be reported and you would be removed from the class. So we're putting that out there from now. What else? Also, I consider myself a practically young person, and I know in this class it's going to have a lot of different women from different age brackets. I would like you all to please remember to respect each other As Alicia said, do not try to overtalk someone. If you didn't get your questions in, you can feel free to contact me after the class at a decent and respectable time, and you can speak to me. I'm not a beast. I am always open to answer questions. I'll be your tutor, so I am here to help you along the way throughout the entire 10 weeks. And with that being said, I'm not, because this class is such a large class, I would not give you all my contact number. What I would give you all is my Instagram handle. What happens with WhatsApp? Messages begin getting lost and flooded. And I would quicker give a response via Instagram than WhatsApp. So let me give you all my Instagram handle one time. So if you have any questions that you all did not get in on the class, you all would be able to ask me those questions via Instagram. So my Instagram handle is Makeup by Safi. That's MAKEUPBYSAFI Royal Touch TT. That's ROYALTOUCHTT. So you all can message me there, you all can chat with me there as well. And you know, we'll get to know each other as we go along throughout the class. If I missed anything on this first day, I would bring it up in another class. I would reiterate throughout the duration of the class, just to give a reminder, as in case anybody forgets, or in case who didn't log in today and they log in tomorrow, that's tomorrow, next week, they would be able to have the information in. Okay, so who? Asia Bristol has a question.
Pleasant good evening, Miss. Can you repeat the Instagram name, please? Thanks.
Handle. Okay, I will also have my assistant put it in the chat. So it's, thank you, Abigail. So it's Makeup by Safi _Royal Touch TT. So Abigail Pierre, she just posted it in the chat. So who didn't get it, you all can just copy it from there. It's an open account, so you don't have to wait for any approval to get it. I'm seeing another hand raised. Rishma?
Yes.
Rishma?
Good evening. Right now, I don't know how a record come on my phone, but I don't know how it recorded.
No, what is happening, that record that you saw and you had to click got it, that is where the ministry is recording. The class itself is recorded by the ministry. But I'm talking about people taking up their private phones or they're screenshotting information. Some of the recordings will be available for a period of time for people who probably would have missed the class. That is for that purpose. So don't get scared. It's all right. Right? Any other questions before I move forward? Okay. No? Right. So let me ask a question. You could put your answer in the comments. Just want to see how many persons ever did not with me, but did a makeup artistry class prior to this class. You all can just put like me or a raise of hands in the comments. So let me have an idea as to how many. Okay. How many persons would have done a makeup artistry class? A lot of newbies, boy. I did a few classes. Michelle did a few classes. Okay, we have some newbies. Have a question? Okay, so Selena has a question. You all can continue putting your comments while I answer Selena's question. Go ahead, Selena.
Hello, good evening, Miss.
I could barely hear you.
Okay, one second.
Hello, good evening.
Hi, good
I don't know how
evening.
that come up, but it got raised by mistake. Sorry.
Okay,
No, no, no.
problem.
There's two Selenas. There's
Oh,
a Selena.
Selena.
Yeah.
Oh my. Sorry. Go
It's
ahead.
okay. I have a question. It's pertaining towards the two unlocked thing on the courses itself. I was confused about it yesterday.
Concerning what?
The courses when it's unlocked and you can see it. The one below.
So with regards to that question, there is an email that you all would have gotten. Let me give it to you all. So with regards to any technical issues in not getting into the class, let me let you all know who you can send your information to. Let me get it. Right, so any questions, any concerns with regards to getting into the class or getting information from the site, you can send your questions or your concerns to cep.info@gov.tt. So that's cep.info@gov.tt. Anything with regards to getting into the classes or onto the site, send your messages to that email, and they have a technical team there that will be able to assist you all with that aspect, in that aspect. Any other questions? Angelina Hussein.
Good evening. With regards to the same, something like the same question, when we finish the first model, will you tell us when to move on to the second model? Or how do we know?
Second module?
Yeah.
Okay, so what I usually do is when I give you all the list, every week I'm going to let you all know what we're going on to. But today I'm going to give you all the 10 topics that we're going to be covering. So you all will be able to be prepared beforehand, right? I'm just, giving you all some time to come in and get comfortable before we go into some of the written notes that I have for you all.
Okay.
Okay. Cool. Patrice? Patrice?
Yes, hi, good afternoon.
Hi.
Hi, is it that you would be sending a list of items we have to get regards to
No, I
makeup?
would not be sending the list. I'll be calling all the list today.
Okay, you'll be calling it out, okay.
Yeah, I'll be calling all the list today, as well as I would give you all some information based on where you can get some of the stuff that you would need, because not everything you'll be able to purchase in Pennywise. So I'll be giving you all some plugs today as well. And based on well, I have one particular plug. As long as you are a student of my class, well, as long as you let her know that you're a student of my class, you are entitled to a discount off of your bill. So as we go further, I would give you all her information, and I'll also give you all her Instagram handles, so you all will be able to see what it is you would want off the site, and what you'll be able to afford, what will suit your pocket, and all that jazz, right?
Okay, thanks.
No problem. Anything else? Any other questions? So you all have today to get in all your questions throughout the full 2 hours of this class, because when we start working as of next week, we're going to be working, and then you're going to have the last half an hour of the class to get it, not half an hour, but like the last 20 minutes of the class to get your questions in. So if you have 100 questions today, things you're not sure about, please don't sit and assume or hope, but ask your questions today, so you would be able to be clear on what we're doing. So I'm guessing. Go ahead.
I'm trying to find the hands up thing so that I could have asked you a question, but I'm not finding it, unfortunately. But what I wanted to ask, I got cut off just now, so I didn't hear what you were saying.
Let me help you as to where you would find the hands up, right? So on your screen, you would see at the far right that there's the word more. So when you click more, you would see some emojis to the bottom, and you would see raise hand. For future purposes, you just click on the raise hand and the hand will come on. So we will be able to indicate that you have a question. But go ahead.
I don't have a more on my screen.
Oh, okay. All right. But go ahead and ask a question. That's okay.
My internet cut off just now, so I didn't actually hear what you were saying as it pertains to the stuff that we'll have to get for the class.
So what I was saying is that I would not, well, in a little bit, I'll be going into giving you all the list that you all would need. Why I chose to call out the list is because if I send the list via email, there's a possibility I would get a lot of calls, people saying that they didn't get it, you don't have the list and all these things. So when I call out the list live here, you would be able to have your list on hand and you'll be able to get all that you need, just to avoid the double group. Because as I was saying before, 2 hours is not much time to get in on creating a makeup look or teaching a makeup step. So to eliminate that extra time, we'll be doing that today, and then we're going in. Somebody saying there's only 5 reaction and the raise hand. Okay, that's all right.
That's me.
Okay. Thank you, Summer, for giving that information. Who's the other person? Decron?
Hi, it's not Decran, it's Renasha. I'm just using my husband's tablet, but I will switch after.
All right, so before we continue, Renata, let me just say that, let me just reiterate on this for those who would have come in late. So even if you're using your son, your daughter, your husband, somebody else's device, before you log in, there are the options where you can go in and change your settings and change your name. For those who did not hear what Alicia said earlier, in order to come into the class as of next week, you must have the full name that you registered for the class, your full first and last name that you registered for the class with on your device. So it's an easy settings just to go in, change the name right before you come into the class. So it'll be easy for the assistant to let you all in. Go ahead.
Which part of the settings is to change the name?
You can't change it while you're on. So when you when the class is finished, you go into Zoom and you go into the settings icon and you're gonna see, I think it's personal information, and you would see 2 things. You would see the name and you will see the display name. So the display, you don't have to change your husband's name or whoever name, but the display name that is, you would that name to your name.
Sure, no problem. I just wanted to find out if I'm not able to view the class live at 3 to 5, is it how long after would the recording be available to view the class?
I think the recording will be available for 24 hours.
But it'll be like right after or after the class is completed?
It will be downloaded onto the site and it will be there for 24 hours. So it's based on how long it would take to download.
Okay then, no problem. Thanks.
Yeah. Okay. Calissa?
Hi, good afternoon. I
Hi.
have a question. Last week, I think the
Can you speak up a bit?
Sorry. Can you hear me now?
A little better.
Just let me fix my audio to see. Can you hear me better now?
Much better now.
Okay. Last week, the Ministry of Sports and Development, they posted on Instagram to sign up. But when I signed up, I didn't have to use my DP or ID or anything. Does that affect my attendance or anything? I just had to
Um,
sign up with my email and the course that I was interested in and my name.
Well, seeing that you got the information, okay, so I'm seeing that Mr. Samlal just entered. He's in the waiting room. Can you let Mr. Samlal in? All right, so Mr. Samlal, who is the training officer for the program, he just came into the waiting room. Mr. Samlal, could you hear me? Because your question came in just in time because he would be able to answer this question for you. Mr. Samlal? Okay, I'll wait for him to respond. Yeah?
Right.
Samlal?
Sorry, Sophia, sorry about that. Good
Hi, good
afternoon.
afternoon.
Right.
So one of the students has a question and she asked the question right before you came in. So your timing was perfect. What she's saying is she did not use her name. She didn't use her ID or her DP to register for the class, just her email. Would that cause any issues for her at the end of the class?
Once you keep using the email, once you keep using the same email address that she has been using, right? What we could do is update the information. She could always put it in the chat. Who is the person and her name and whatever, and they can and we can update on the site, but it should not have any major effect to it, right?
Thank you. Oh,
Right.
sorry.
Is Calissa, right?
Calissa has
Yes.
that problem, and I'm seeing in the chat that a few others were saying the same
Right.
thing.
So
So I think that will be able to wrap up
think
the answer for the rest of.
The officers who present, Ms. Fires and Ms. Tom, and we could look at it from the gradebook and probably edit it, or if not, but I don't think it would have any major impact once they're registered with the same email and because basically email is what we focused on, right?
Okay.
Okay, thank you so much.
And as you're here, Mr. Samlal, is there anything you would want to say to the students before I continue?
I just want to remind the students to give them 100%. For the persons who have the video on, because of the quality of the, to save some with bandwidth, we ask persons to come into the class with their video off their thing. So I don't know if Rishmi, Samantha, and a couple other people could, I don't know if you all could turn off your camera because the fact is that the class would get pretty large in a little time. So that thing. To the person like Rishmi, we would ask that when you come in the next class, that if you could put your whole name so that at least we would know. I think so even the persons who had used their who did not get the who with the email now, just the email, so that we would know who is that way we know exactly who. Thanks, Ms. David. Right? So so that is it. But make sure and enjoy your class while you are here. Right? I know that there's some people trying to get in. I don't know what seems to be the problem with them, and I'm going back to try to help them. I was just bombing to see to make sure I didn't come to do plenty work. I will leave the work to Ms. Tom and Ms. Squires, right? They're the ones who will be handling the hard questions. You all have any more questions for me? Right?
Okay.
That's it for me. All right. Well,
Hi, good day.
You must switch it, I guess.
Hi, yes. I just messaged on the chat. I'm not quite sure saw it as yet, but what happened to log in? The process for me was a bit challenging. And I sure a lot of others too were saying that it was hard to get into the class. I'm not sure if there's any tip that we could probably use for next class to be on time.
All right.
No, I was going, Mrs. Samuel, you want to take an answer? You want me to answer?
Go ahead now, go ahead.
So I saw your question, but I was just waiting for Mrs. Samuel to wrap up. To avoid that, because we have to remember that the class, this is a large class, and in order to avoid any issues with logging in, I would suggest that you log in at least 15 minutes before and remain in the waiting room until the host lets you in. Because if you come in after 3, they're going to have people coming in and it can jam the system for a bit. So you don't have to put on your camera when you are in the waiting room or anything. Just log in and wait there until the host would let you in to avoid having such a long wait. Right?
Now, for the persons who have the cameras on, again, I want to remind you to turn it off. First, so it will help a little bit. To the persons who have trouble to enter, what is happening is that there are so many, because of the number of classes that is structured around this time. Right now, we will probably have about 1,000 persons trying to get in through the LMS. So it takes a little time for everybody to get in and filter in. So according to what Ms. Ramdat said, I would encourage you all to try to log in earlier so that it would help, even if it's just a login and wait in the waiting room till the class start, because it will help overcome some of the traffic. So by logging in early, right, at least 15 minutes, the latest should be about 15 minutes, right? I mean, you could log in and go and close the fridge and come back, right? And you will be back in time. So I will leave the rest of the questions to Ms. Squires and Ms. Tom, who is both your respective community development persons with you. So, and I know they are both experienced in dealing with the matters that will be put forward. Any hard questions, I know they could reach out to anybody else to assist. So I will take my leave, right? Enjoy your class, Sophia.
Thank you, Mr. Samuel.
Thank you very much, Mr. Samuel. I just want to explain what was happening. Because I started the meeting earlier, it had a lot of people in the waiting room, but I wouldn't let them in because the tutor, the assistant, monitoring team, we needed to have a little discussion before. So, you know, we waited a while and then, so I guess they would have been in the waiting room for some time because they came in very early.
Anxious. So the thing is that I hear you and I want to thank everybody for doing that, because the thing about it is that after yesterday's experience, I appreciate that persons were trying to make sure that they get in. In fact, I am trying right now to help somebody get into your class. So I will leave you guys. Natalie have a question for you. Her hands is up, right? So I will leave you to deal with Natalie. So I'll say bye to everybody. Enjoy the rest of the afternoon.
Okay, Mr. Samuel, before you go, I know you mentioned keeping the cameras off, but as of next week, see now this is a practical class and the students are going to be mimicking what I'm doing. I would want to see what they are doing as well. So yeah, I would want some of their cameras to be on so I would be able to see what's happening.
That is understandable, but the thing is that don't let the all 100 persons turn on the camera at the same time, because the director and I seems to be breaking a lot of things these days. So we don't want to break anything more. So select your persons to turn on the camera, invite persons on so that they could turn the camera on and you could rotate it to make sure that everybody get that opportunity to show something, right? Also, I will create the email for your class in which persons who don't want to, who did not get the opportunity, who may not want to show their work there, could email it to you, right? They could do it as a short video. They could do it as a step-by-step portfolio for photography. with photographs so that you could just examine their work and comment on them. But I know that you will have some of the persons actually working in class to get that real time feeling of the work being done, right?
Yeah,
Ladies
no problem.
and gentlemen who in the class, I wanted to just remind you all that this is an online class, yes, but it also means that you're not just logging in and and not participating. Participation would be one of the features. That is why the Gmail account that will be sent to you probably before the next class is the forum in which you would have your, I don't want to say assignments, but your practical work to display for the tutor, right? She would give you some assignments, she would give you some quizzes, but I want you all to, for everything that you learn, try and submit a finished product or try and do a detailed thing. In some of the class, right? In some of the class, we could we have seen that persons do really good things, right? There's a question about how many cameras. Try to be discretionary on how many cameras. It is left up to the tutor and you all, but the tutor will guide who is to turn on, who is right, and it may mean it will be a rotating thing. So, and 9 out of 10 times it would be based on if you have the products to do the work, right? So you think about it is that so persons who may not have the product may 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 not be should not be turning on the mic, the video and thing, right? So the thing about it is that if this class do 50 persons and the next class do 50 persons, the next class do 50 persons, we don't know exactly what's going to happen. Most of the time for the entire duration of the class, we ask the tutor to be visible for the class. At most of the times at the start of the class, you receive the officers for the class, and then they will turn off the mic so that you would get a quality reception wherever you are. And the thing is that when you have a video that's sticking, you know, it just kind of lose your interest. So that is why we kind of want to get the video off and people would have a quality thing and a quality experience when they participate in our class. All right. So let me humbly step out as how I stepped in. I did not step in to talk, but Sophia and I go a little long way, right?
Very long.
Right. So when she asked me, I responded. All right. So thanks and bye.
Thank you, Mr. Samlang. So before I continue, just to reiterate on, because I'm seeing a lot of questions with the camera situation. I'm going to take your questions just now, but let me implement some levels of protocols with regards to the cameras being on. So my suggestion is this: if your cameras are going, if you desire to have your camera on, because I have an assistant here, they would be able to, you know, help me help you with seeing, because I can only see 3 screens at a time. But I would swipe throughout the duration of the classes. If you desire to have your camera on, I am going to implement this now, and I would like you all to follow that if you decide to have your camera on. So if your cameras are on, please ensure that you have proper lighting, so I will be able to see you. So if you can sit in front of a window, that would be, or if you have a ring light, that would be perfect, because the timing of the class, which is from 3 to 5, the sun would still be out, you would still get sufficient lighting in. Your dress code, please ensure your dress code is appropriate. Your shoulders and your arms are covered, as well as your cleavage area for the women and the men. So you don't have any distractions. If you have your, I would advise you for less distraction for you, and as well as the other students of the class who's looking onto the screen, to not have any extra distractions around you. So see if you can find a quiet area where you can focus on learning and not have too many distractions around. We all have kids. I'm a mother of two, so I know how it is. If you have to have your kids around, don't have them pulling on the screen and distracting you, but implement something where there isn't any distraction coming in. And please remember to, if you have to ask a question, don't just pop in and ask the question, but use the raise hands icon, and then you would be able to come in and ask your questions or post the question in the comments section. So if you desire, I'm saying it again, if you desire to keep your camera on, I personally would prefer to see what you all are doing. One, to ensure that you all are doing what I'm teaching, and two, to ensure that you all are doing the right thing. So even if your camera is off, but you want to put the camera on so I can see where you're working on, if you're having difficulties to create some blends or something like that, and you want me to help you on doing that, or creating a wing or the eyebrow sculpting, whatever, and you want to put your camera on for that purpose, just indicate, you turn on your camera and I'll be able to assist you. Before I go on as well, I did not introduce my assistant, and you would see him on the, you would see his name, Anderson Ramdas, on the screen. So he's not a student, but he's the assistant for the next 20 weeks, right? So let's continue with the questions before we go into, we'll do some questions before we go into the list of materials. So Natalie Alexander.
Hi, good evening.
Hi, good
evening,
afternoon.
everyone. So Mr. Samuel did cover some of the questions, because I would have wanted to know, you know, like if you miss a class when submitting the assignments and stuff like that. But how long do we have to submit assignments?
All right, so with regards to the if you miss a class, I know emergencies happen, but don't just, now if you miss classes, you have a percentage of the classes. What Ms. Tom said earlier, for those who just came in order to be certified, you have to attend all the classes. And I know emergencies happen, so we leave, you know, space for to accommodate that. But the class will be recorded and will be uploaded on the site for 24 hours, and you'll be able to access the viewing of the class there and practice. In terms of assignments, when assignments is given, what happens? Based on every topic that we cover, every module that we cover, your assignment would be practicing that particular module before we go on to the other topic. Most of the modules we're going to be covering for the entire week, because it's 10 modules, it's 20 sessions. So the majority of the modules would be one module per week. So you'll be able to practice. And see, our classes Mondays and Wednesdays, you have Monday to learn the technique, Wednesday to not master, but to get a grasp of the technique, and you have Thursday, Wednesday, Friday. You have, what am I saying? You have Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, all those days to practice, and in between that, you all can send me photos, slides, videos, based on what it is you all are practicing, if you all are having issues with getting it. And then as we come into the other week, we'll be able to go forward and continue working from there. So for the men, okay, so my correction, the recordings will not 24 hours, it's 48 hours. It will be uploaded on the program. What was your question? All right. So I saw some male names that was coming in. I'm assuming it's male students, and not all male students would apply makeup on their faces. So I don't think it would be fair to just have the male students using models. You have the options to use models as well. But what I do believe is, as a makeup artist, you must be able to master your canvas, which is your face, before you go on to doing someone else's. Throughout the duration, if you want to practice using a model on a particular look, that's fine by me. Yeah, that won't be a problem. She has all. All right, so Renata, you have another question?
Hi, just in connection with the, you said that you have to be in class, attendance of class is viewing the classes after would be considered attendance as well, or no?
Okay, Ms. Squires, do you want to answer this question for me?
Yes and no. Because of the fact we encouraging persons to really participate in the class as mentioned before. However, we know there are emergencies take place, and once you keep up to date with your assignments and quiz and everything else, we would be convinced, or the tutor would be convinced, that you would have participated because you would have looked at what went before, and the quizzes will be based on what would have gone before. So we know that you would view the recording. However, that is not cast in concrete. I don't want to, because we are still going through and experiencing some teething problems, but you would be updated with the confirmed rules and regulations. So
okay, so I saw a question. Yes, you all will be getting the list shortly. I'm just trying to get all the questions in. Somebody also asked, where would you be getting a ring light? I would be able to provide you, when I give you all the list, I would provide you all with some places where you can purchase the ring light. I just like to move with order. I don't want to be all over the place with my classes, because when I start calling all the list and I start going through the first introduction to the class, I would not want to be interrupted until I'm finished. There was a question there. Somebody was using their husband's device. Any other questions? All right. So I'm guessing we can go into our, all right. I'm seeing some questions here. All right, what's the first question? I'm seeing a very long question. Shanice, could you come in and ask a question, please? Shanice?
Hi, good afternoon. Can you hear me?
So before you begin, Shanice, so if you have an extremely long
I'm not
question,
hearing 1 second, Thomas.
so if you have an extremely long question, don't post in the comments, just raise your hands and you'll post on your mic and you'll ask me the question here. So go ahead, Shanice.
Hi, good afternoon, Miss.
Hi.
I just wanted to know, is it from the next class we'll be putting on our cameras, or will you be selected randomly as the class goes on?
I would not be selecting randomly. If you desire to put your cameras on, you can put your cameras on. I would prefer your cameras on so I can see what's happening. My assistant he's not a makeup artist, but he has an eye for detail. So even if, because he would see more of the screens than I am, because his device has a larger access to screens. So if he is seeing something that doesn't look the way it's supposed to look, he would be able to indicate to me, look at this person, see what it needs to be corrected. So if you desire to put your camera on because of, not being sure, that's fine by me.
Okay, great. Thank you.
No problem. Alicia what? Any other questions before we continue? The next code. No, this is a recurring. Selena. So the link that you all use today is a recurring link. So it's going to be the same link you're going to be using every week. The link or the code that you've signed up in, whether you use your phone or you're using a device, a laptop or a tablet, it's the same link. I don't think it would really. I would take my time and follow the list, so you'll have enough. I wouldn't call it out too fast for you to write it out. Right? So I want to continue, but I want to make sure we don't have any more questions going forward. Any questions there? No? Okay. For those who just came in the early part of the class, I advise students to always have a notepad or a notebook or a copybook to have some writing material, because this is what's going to help you throughout the duration of the class, as well as when your quizzes come up in order for you to answer. I would not be giving you all the answers to the quizzes when you all get the quiz, but I'll be giving you all notes and I'll be giving you all information. And based on that will determine the questions that comes in quiz. So please remember, no matter what you're doing, if I give a tip, if I give a trick, if I mention something, have your writing material ready and keep a note of it. So I want to go forward and I want to begin the first module. So this is like the first, it's very basic. It's just some information I want you all to have with regards to exactly what makeup artistry is, as well as, and this is some really crucial information. So please keep note of what I'm going to give you. This is going to be like the most theory part of the class, because as I said before, this class is more of a practical class than a theory. So we're going to be doing a lot of work, a lot of physical work, that is. But you're going to also have some notes during the process. So basically, what is makeup artistry? So if you can put your hands up, tell me what you think makeup artistry is to you. What's your definition of makeup artistry? Anybody? Somebody? Nobody? Nobody hands up? Nobody wants to give me a definition of what they think makeup artistry is to them? Rachel?
To me, it's looking good and feeling good.
I'm not hearing you. If you could raise the volume a bit.
Okay, can you hear me?
Nope. I can hear you very soft.
Yeah.
Let's take about 5.
Are you hearing me now?
Go ahead.
Okay. Well, for me, I think is looking good, but but applying the makeup, I should say, seamlessly blended properly, not too overdone. So for me, it's looking good is what I would consider makeup artistry, but applying it well as well.
Right. Okay. Roxanne?
Hi, good evening, everyone. Good evening.
Hi, good evening.
To me, makeup artistry is a beauty enhancement, confidence boosting, and feeling good.
And feeling good.
Yeah.
All right. Summer? I'll take about 3 more after Summer. Go ahead, Summer.
Hi, afternoon. I think makeup artistry goes with knowing how to apply your makeup using different techniques to create different appearances.
Good, good. We have some nice answers, man. Some really good answers. Go ahead.
Yeah.
Now, Simpson.
Oh, I'm sorry. I was just going to say it's the art of makeup. Basically, seeing that art is such a creative thing. You could do different things when it comes to makeup, any technique, drawing, and stuff like that.
Mhm. All right. And one more. Let's take one more. April. How many more we have?
Hi, good afternoon, everyone. I think that makeup artistry is basically art on the body. So like usually people do art on canvas and special types of papers. So makeup artistry is just a form of expressing yourself artistically on the body.
Right. All right. What's the next person? Oh, the other two lower their hands. All right. So basically, makeup artistry is enhancing your inner beauty. Basically, makeup can be anything you want it to be. It isn't necessarily just applying makeup on your face, but it's also used for other parts of the body. And there are different types of makeup. There's bridal makeup, there's special effects makeup, there's body makeup. And it's a way and a tool that you can use to express yourself. So the way I may express makeup, somebody else would express it in a totally different way. So the good thing about it is that you can take this amazing thing called makeup artistry and create whatever you desire with it, as long as it looks good. Most important, right? So let me give you a little history on makeup artistry and the cleanliness and the sanitation and all that good stuff, right? So makeup artistry in terms of the type of makeup there is, as I said before, there is makeup that's applied to enhance your facial features. And this starts from basic to neutral to glamorous. You can take it to bridal. You can take it to special effects, carnival makeup. There's so many different types of things that you can do. And there's so many different brands that you can actually take advantage of when it is you are actually doing a makeup application. Now, somebody used the word drawing. And that word drawing has to be replaced with applying. So we don't draw anything just like that. We sculpt or we apply, right? You draw on a piece of paper, you may draw on a wall, but when it comes to creating body art, you apply or you sculpt, right? Because you are creating something when it is you are doing that. What else? Let's talk about skin. So there are 4 types of skin, which is normal, right? Normal, oily, or dry and combination. There's normal skin, oily skin, combination skin, right? And sensitive skin, and that's the 4 types. So I'm going to repeat that again. Normal, oily, combination, and sensitive. Let me say it one more time. Normal, oily, combination, and sensitive. And in order for you to identify the types of skin, you will have to be able to see the different flows. And we're going to cover that for our next session, which is going to be next week, right? But I'm just touching based on that, so you will have an idea as to what is coming for our second module. What else? What else? What else? I don't want to leave out anything I don't want to take anything from next week and bring it in today, because I want to make sure I go based on the model I submitted, right? So in terms of I can ask you all. I had asked this question earlier when I stated if anybody ever had an experience with doing a makeup artistry class, and some people would have said, most of you all said no. I would want to hear from about 3 of you all who would have done a makeup artistry class before and I would want to hear what your experience was like. So if you raise your hands, I'll be able to let you in so you can answer the question. Anybody? Anybody? So if you did a makeup class before, not with me, didn't I say dry skin? So if it says you did a makeup course, not with me, it could be with me as well. If I have any previous students here, if you did a makeup course before, I want to hear what your experience was like. Now, if you had a bad experience, please don't share it with the class. Don't. But I want to know what it says. How was your experience? What you took from the class in terms of how it made you feel, how it helped you in a personal way throughout the after you finished. Sahaya Lazama.
Hi, it's Sahai. You can hear me, right? Yeah. I did a basic course, very basic, and that was the first time I ever had any experience in makeup. That was actually the first time I wore a full face of makeup, and the course I actually really enjoyed it. I learned so much, and I felt so good after because I never saw myself looking so good before, and it just really boosted my confidence.
Right. Very nice. Next person. April.
I'm sorry, that was my mistake.
Okay. Anybody else? Huh? Roxanne? Roxanne? Roxanne, you can go ahead.
No, I just wanted to know if YouTube counted.
If what?
YouTube counted.
YouTube is not a class, but as you asked that question with regards to YouTube, I am not a tutor that teaches through YouTube. I teach my techniques. What I advise students to do now, I don't believe that YouTube can teach you. YouTube cannot teach you. What YouTube can do for you is give you ideas, and teach you based on, show you different products that you probably wouldn't see somewhere else or in a store. But YouTube can't really teach a person. You have to learn the techniques of it first, and then from there you'll be able to just look for examples from YouTube videos.
Okay, gotcha.
No problem. Nelijah.
Hi, good afternoon. Yeah, you're actually one of the few persons to pronounce my name correctly.
Okay.
So yeah, I did a makeup course, a basic course in 2018, and it was such an amazing experience. It just gave me a bit more confidence in being able to apply my makeup.
Right.
And so yeah, I felt like if I have to go somewhere, I can really look my best. I mean, obviously I'm not a pro, but I intend to learn more and be able to improve what skills that I've learned so far. I felt like over the last 2020, 2021, because I've been home so much, I haven't really been using anything. So I'm wondering if I lost whatever skills that I gained. So I'm happy to be here and be able to refresh. To be able to refresh my knowledge, and I really like makeup, so I'm happy to learn and be a part of this class.
Well, I hope you're excited for what this class is about to offer.
I'm very excited.
I am excited too. Anybody else? That's it. All right. So, let me give you a little history based on what makeup has done for me. For years, I was a nail technician, and the chemicals, I taught nails as well. And the chemicals from the nails started to give me a reaction. That probably was about 6 years ago. And I had to stop doing the nails. Doctor's orders, I had to stop. And I mean, when you invest so much into your craft and learning this particular craft, and you're being told that it's messing with your health, you have to choose is either your health or the nails. And I had to put everything down and figure out what I'm going to do from here. And I really went into a really depressing state because I didn't know what to do. But makeup was something I always had I always liked it. I just find the industry was a bit too saturated. And what I started doing was, practicing. People like, your makeup looks so good, but to me, I'm not seeing what they are seeing. And I started, in making some investments and practicing, and I did some courses, and I realized, you know what, I really have a hand for this. And what it did for me during that, that season of trying to understand, to accept the fact that I can't do nails anymore, what makeup did for me is it literally took away that sadness. When I'm feeling down, I'm feeling like, there's too much happening. When I pick my brushes up, it's like everything disappears. It gives me a level of peace that, you don't understand, but I understand now. But I mean, before, I was like, where this is coming from, like everything disappears. And I've been teaching makeup. I've been doing makeup. I did makeup before I even, I started doing makeup before I came out of the nails, but I was just doing it for like friends and family. And I really put a lot of investment in when I had to finally put down everything with regards to nails. And I have been doing makeup professionally for the last 6 years. And I have been teaching makeup on this program for the last 4 years. So that's just a bit of history for me. To me, it feels like more than 4 years. No, it's about 4 years. I've been teaching nails. I taught nails on a program prior. There was a year where I taught nails and makeup. My first year teaching makeup, I taught nails and makeup that year. And that was the year I just ended it all with the nails. So I am very familiar. That's why Mr. Samuel used the term that we go way back, because I'm a seasonal tutor on this program. This is just my first year teaching virtually on this program, but I do also teach private virtual classes, right? So just to give you a little insight, a little history on me and what makeup has done for me, right? Any questions before I call out the list of, I'm seeing Maria just came in. Before I call out this list, I just want to reiterate to you all, when you all come into the class late, it's gonna throw off a lot of, oh, we got bumped out? Okay. So you'll try to come into the waiting room a little earlier, like probably like 10, 15 minutes, so we can start on time and we can get the ball rolling with the class. With regards to a ring light, someone had asked earlier where they can get a ring light. You can get an affordable ring light at Brand Source. That's in that's in the back of Carly there. You can get, or you can get it on Amazon. I know customs right now is giving a lot of problems with, items coming in, but you would save a lot of money on Amazon. And I think the most you would wait for your ring light is like probably 2 weeks. So you have the option to either go to Brand Source, and Brand Source prices aren't bad either. I would try to find some other suppliers in getting the what size of ring light. So you can get like from a 10-inch up. You can get a 10-inch, you can get a 12-inch. It depends on your pocket, and it depends on how large you want to go, right? I have 2 ring lights in front of me right now. And plus I have a strip light, and that's because I like to have a lot of lights. Do you recommend any specs on the ring light? Ring lights now, to be honest, people don't really buy ring lights based on specs anymore. Because of the prices of those, it's very, very, very costly. So most people now, they opt to just going with ring lights. It has the 3 levels of lighting. Do you know where my 22-inch ring light is? Okay, so I have a 22-inch ring light. It's not here, it's in my car, because I had to use it over the weekend. And that has specs, they have different levels of lighting. And that's what I use for professional usage, right? But let me just slide here. I have a ring light in front of me, right? If I turn my camera, could I turn my camera? Could I turn my camera here? From here? Yeah, I could turn my camera. So I have a ring light right here. You can see it. I have one here. I have a light up there, right? And let me see if I can turn my camera back around. So I can, my camera going. Right. And I have this ring light here as well. So this is actually a foldable ring light, right? And I think this is this one is a 12-inch, 13-inch or something, right? So, and what this one has, this is the sub bit. And what this has, let me just show you all quickly. So for the other class, I would show you my professional ring light and show you the lighting. But what people actually look for now is the brightness. So this has 3 levels, 3 types of lighting. So it has the white light, the warm light, right? And right between warm and white. And for this class, this would be just fine because what you want is enough lighting for in front of the camera. But this is not for professional use. It's not. It's not going to give you the photos that you desire. It can give you the photos you desire for yourself, because if you want to look, you will learn angles and stuff for this class as well. You can bring your lighting all the way up to your face like this, and then take your photos like this, and be able to get the lighting. But for professional use, you're going to have to get like a really high-tech ring light, which is like the newer. Got my 10-inch on Amazon for $39 US. And on Amazon has 10-inch for $22 US as well. It depends on the brand, it depends on the seller. So you go based on what it is your pocket suits, as well as before you purchase a ring light or anything on Amazon, please look at the reviews. Somebody said they got a 13-inch locally for $4.50, and a 13-inch is a good size. 13 inches basically a good size. Now I have this ring light which is on a stand, and the one I just showed you, which I turned the camera, it's actually a desk ring light. So it has 3 very short legs. So it depends on what you want to use it for, right? The more light, the better. But too much light could wash you out as well. So be careful with that, right? Any questions on the ring light? Any questions? No? All right. So if it is you have issues in getting a ring light and you're not sure where to go, you all could inbox me on my Instagram. Before the class is over, I would give you my handle again. Leah, a ring light to me, if you want to, for me as a makeup artist, yes, it's definitely necessary. If you have good lighting, as I said before, if you came in late, if you go in front of a window and you get that natural light, it's going to give you a lot of help. But for practicing purposes, the ring light shows you your flaws, the ring light helps you see better, the ring light helps you with better photos. So for instance, I'm not wearing any makeup today. And with my ring light, you all can see all my everything on my face. So just like how you're seeing my face bare and you're seeing all my little flaws on my face, with makeup, you're going to see that as well. So it's going to work for you, right? My advice to you ladies, Christmas is coming. If your birthday ain't come yet, when you are requesting gifts, request gifts that's going to help you along the way throughout this journey, right? I have a very small clip-on ring light. Is that okay? Is it the clip-on ring light for your phone, or is it the clip-on ring light that you clip on a table? Because there are ring lights where you can clip on a table and it's very small, like a 4-inch or 3-inch. And that could help you as well. But the clip, is that Leah? Is that the one with the wire handle and the two rings, the two lights coming out together, or just one? Now, branches has a wide variety, yeah, guys. So you can work to suit. But as long as you have light is something that's very, very, very necessary for makeup and for a makeup class. And when you have to practice, yeah, one ring and it's adjustable and it's bright. So how big is the ring itself? Is the ring very small or is it a larger ring? Because I know most of them that has the bendable handle is like a 4-inch or a 5-inch ring. And that don't really do much justice for photos, but it does help with lighting. So let's go into the list of material. A 5-inch. Yeah, you could work with it, but ladies, when you're finished with this class, if you decide to come into the makeup industry as a professional makeup artist, one of the first things that you are going to definitely need is a ring light and a chair. The first two things you're going to definitely need is a ring light and a chair. Bransos only has, I saw somebody ask all branches. To my knowledge, Bransos only has 2 branches, which is Tobago and where is that? Is that Carney? Frederick Settlement. So if you're I do not know how to get there traveling, but if you're driving to go to Bransos and you're coming from, if you're coming from Shagona side, you are going from the Carney cremation site over the Carney Bridge, and after you cross the Carney Bridge, as though you're going to Curragh, you're taking your first right. It sounds far, but it's not far. You're taking your first right and you drive straight onto the end of that street, and it will take you straight into the compound of Bransos. If you're coming from anywhere Port of Spain, Arima, Curragh, anywhere there, you are coming from the Curragh, coming to the Curragh flyover, you are passing Motor Live, driving towards the Carney Bridge, and you're taking the last left, which is the left right before the Carney Bridge, and going straight down that street. It's going to take you straight into Bransos compound. And because of the pandemic, I understand that they are doing deliveries as well. So you all can find them on Instagram. This is not free advertisement for Bransos, guys. I have no connections there. But but based on I'm a customer there, so you would be able to get your lighting and stuff there. If not, you can search on Instagram or on Facebook and see where else locally has the ring lights available. A lot of places doing deliveries now, so you have the option where you don't have to leave home. You can get your stuff delivered to your door. Now, before I give you all this list, I'm going to give you all the list of items needed. Now, normally when I have a class, I don't give the full list, because giving the full list and students realizing how costly the materials for the classes, they tend to become discouraged. But because we are in a pandemic, I don't want to have my students back and forth outside there all the time. So I'm going to give you all the list of, first I'm going to give you all the module, right? I'm going to give you all the list of things that we're going to be covering for the next 10 weeks. And then I'm going to give you all the list of items needed. Reason being, based on the module, you'll be able to identify exactly what you're going to need. So if you choose to go outside every other week, because I don't know how all your pocket is, I don't know how you will get paid, I don't know. So based on the module will determine, you will be able to know what you need to get. So you will know, okay, I could buy X and Y this week, and then next 2 weeks, I can buy something else. The next 2 weeks, I can buy something else. Because what I'm really teaching you all to do is to build a kit while we move along in this class. So let me give you all the list of what we were going to be covering for the next 10 weeks, and then I will give you all the list of items that we would be needed for the class.
I don't like it. I don't like the road.
Mic is on.
When you work, when you start, when you
all right, so let's continue. Right, so as of next week, we are going to be touching on skincare, and we're going to be going more in depth on the types of skin, how to identify the different types of skin, etc. Also, we're going to be doing cleansing, toning, and moisturizing, and I'm going to be giving you all some tips on a daily skin routine. Reason being, when you're applying makeup every day, your clogs tend to become clogged. Your pores, what am I saying? Your pores tend to become clogged. And with that, it can cause you to have breakouts and skin issues and all these types of things. So doing some skin routines in between, it's going to help you take care of your skin throughout the process. Because as much as makeup beautifies the skin and it enhances your beauty, if you take advantage of it, you can also damage your skin. So next week, we're going to be doing cleansing, toning, moisturizing, priming, and you're going to be learning a daily skin routine. If I'm going too fast, just raise your hands and let me know if I'm going too fast, because I have a tendency, I kind of talk a bit fast, right? So let me repeat that again. Next week, which will be module 2, we are doing something module 2, cleansing, toning, moisturizing, priming, and daily routine. Could you just type that in the comments? Highlight this. No, it's in my room. Okay. Right. That's all. Give me a minute. Let me try to send you part of it. So I'm just going to send part of the list for the assistant, and he will be able to copy it step by step into the comments. So if you miss when I said it, you'll be able to take it from there. Right. So that will be module 1, day 2. Now, as I said before, because Monday was a holiday, we have a makeup class to do. So our class will finish a week late. Not a week late, a day late, providing we don't have any more holidays between now and the next 10 weeks. So module 1, day 2, we're going to be doing cleansing, toning, moisturizing, priming, and a daily skin routine. they have changes on the system because they had to take out, they had to change my thing for entrepreneurship. Yeah. So when I call out, you just don't go based on that. Right. Module 2, day 1, we're going to be touching on tools and products. And we are also going to be doing eyebrow sculpting. That's what I want to say. Right. So we're going from cleansing, toning, moisturizing, priming, and the daily skin routine. The 3rd week, I'm not gonna, if I say module, it's gonna confuse some of you. So I'm not gonna call session 1, session 2, because one module covers 2 days, which is 1 week. So I'm just gonna call the module, which is what we're gonna be covering for the entire week, rather than I say day 1 and day 2, right? So this first week here, we're going to be doing, 1 second, I'm just talking to Miss Squires. All right, my apologies, right? My module that I sent, it would have had some changes because the ministry also implemented an entrepreneurship session with you all. So I am calling it out based on how I have it set up, and it would not have any changes from this time forward. The only difference is one of the sessions is going to have an entrepreneurship session, which will help you all go forward into the world of work. This is the reason why I'm not going to call, I'm not going to call out day 1 and day 2. I'm going to just call it, and it's going to be too much writing for you all. So I'm just going to call out the 10 modules that we're going to be covering throughout the weeks, and then we'll take it from there. So I don't want to confuse anybody, right? So I'm going back from the beginning. So module 1, right, which would have been today and next week, we are doing the types of skin, types of makeup, the history on makeup, where makeup came from, etc. Module 2, which will start next week, Wednesday, right? We'll be doing cleansing, toning, moisturizing, priming, and a daily skin routine. If I'm going too fast, let me know. Module 3, we're going to be doing eyebrow sculpting. Module 4, foundation, concealing, powder, contouring. You're going to be covering skin, the entire skin area. So you're going to be learning foundation, concealing, and powder contouring, right? That's module 4. Module 5, neutral everyday eyeshadow makeup. Getting that? Module 5, neutral everyday eyeshadow makeup. So this will help you with, you know, your everyday makeup, what you can go to work with, you know, if you have to just go to a simple event, this would help you. Module 6, smoky eyeshadow. Module 7, basic color blocking eyeshadow. Module 8, carnival makeup. Module 9, soft bridal makeup. Module 10 would be your final assessment week. Slow down a bit for me, I'm going too fast. Okay, so let me go back again, a little slower. Yes, and Monica, sorry about that. Let me start over. Module 1, the history on makeup, right? Module 2, skincare, which is cleansing, toning, moisturizing, priming, and a daily skin routine. Cleansing, toning, moisturizing, priming, and daily skin routine. Module 3, eyebrow sculpting. Module 3, eyebrow sculpting. Module 3, eyebrow sculpting. Module 4, foundation, concealing, and powder contouring. That's module 4, foundation, concealing, and powder contouring. Module 5, neutral everyday makeup. Module 5, neutral everyday makeup. I'm going to say it one more time. Module 5, neutral everyday makeup. Module 6, smoky eyeshadow. Module 6, smoky eyeshadow. One more time, smoky eyeshadow. Module 7, basic color blocking eyeshadow. Module 7, basic color blocking eyeshadow. So you're going to learn how to blend various colors together. One more time, module 7, basic color blocking eyeshadow. Module 8, carnival makeup. Module 8, carnival makeup. Module 8, carnival makeup. Module 9, soft bridal makeup. Module 9, soft bridal makeup. Module 9, soft bridal makeup. And module 10 is your final assessment week. And within that, between the soft bridal makeup and the final assessment week, you're going to have an entrepreneurship session somewhere between those two weeks. What I want you all to note next to carnival makeup is for that look, you would need to have some sort of prop, whether it's a headpiece, whether it's a shoulder piece, something to complete the entire look for that week. And for the soft bridal makeup, you're going to have accessories to go with that as well, whether it's a headpiece, a veil, a bird cage, earrings, a chain set. If you want to, you just do whatever your heart desire to enhance your look, because all of these things are going to be, it's going to add to your final look when it comes to you producing what you are learning, right? I saw somebody made a list of it in the comments, so I appreciate that. So let's go on now to the list of required material for the next 20 weeks. Who's the person that listed the for the list of material? Oh, you was pregnant. So I didn't see the name of the person that submitted the list, but I appreciate it. So thank you very much. Right, so let's go on to the list of required material. You're going to need makeup brush sets. Now, when I say makeup brush sets, I want to give you all some examples as to what you all are supposed to look for in your brush sets. Now, you don't necessarily have to get full sets. You can buy some sets and you can buy some of the brushes single, but I want to show you all what you can expect or look for in your brush sets. So some of the important brushes is a small angle brush and a spoolie. It doesn't necessarily have to come like this, right? This is an angle brush. I can come up closer. This is an angle brush. This is a spoolie, right? Some of the brushes comes like this in sets. Some of them, they sell them single. I would give you all a plug, as I said before, on where you can get brushes, and she will be able to assist you and guide you based on exactly what you need, because the majority of my students, they go to her to get their stuff. Eyeshadow brushes. So you're looking for eyeshadow brushes that looks like, what is the name of the second brush? Second brush. I only showed one brush so far, which is this. This is a small angle brush and a spoolie. Now, based on if we speak about brushes, we're going to be here until 7 p.m. So this is why I gave you my Instagram handle. You could message me there. I could send you all photos there. I could assist you all in terms of exactly what to get, because I don't want you all to go and purchase stuff and it doesn't work for you. I would want you all to have exactly what you would need, so you wouldn't just use it for the class, but you would also use it for future references as well. But I'm just giving one example, just in case you may have stuff at home already. All right, so my Instagram name is Makeup by Safi. Want to put it in the comments, please? Makeup by Safi _ Royal Touch TT. That's Makeup by Safi, MAKEUPBYSA. Thank you, Abigail. Thank you so much. I have some real cooperative students. I don't start to love all already, right? So you're looking for brushes that's not stiff. You want brushes that's soft and fluffy. You also want brushes a little more dense than that. And you also want to have brushes with a little peak on top, right? So this particular brush is used to blend your eyeshadow. Whereas these particular brushes, which is a little more dense than the fluffy ones, yes, so as long as you message me on Instagram, I'll be able to send it. You all please don't flood the Instagram, right? If I don't respond to you right away, I will respond to you, right? So if you push all the questions or all the messages one time, it will take a longer time for me to respond, right? You're looking for some flat top brushes. This will help you. It's a buffing brush to help you with foundation. I'm just going through a bit. Powder brushes can be from this small, to this large, right? I want you all to check and see what you have already on hand before you start spending money and looking for things that you probably already have. So you're looking for makeup brush sets, right? Liquid foundation. For this class, we are working with liquid foundation because we want to create an airbrush finish. Now, if you do not have liquid foundation on your hand, Pennywise is not doing testing. They are the most affordable place to purchase foundation right now, but you have to know your shade in order for you to know exactly what it is you are using. Do I have my cream powder brush here? If I'm seeing somebody say that they have cream powder foundation or cream to powder, based on the application, cream to powder gives you a bit of a streaky finish if it's not applied properly. I have a lot of brushes, but I don't really know where to use it. Okay, so you would be able, right, Selena says she used a beauty blender. She will be using beauty blenders as well, right? So let me continue with the list. I want to confuse you all. So liquid foundation. If it says you go to, it doesn't mean, I wonder if it makes sense even saying this because they're not testing. Let me give you all this tip on testing. If you happen to go to an establishment that is actually doing testing or they have sample testers available like Superfarm or wherever, don't ever test your foundation on your face, right? Because if your skin or your chest is darker than your face, you'll end up in problems. If your face is darker than your neck and your chest, you'll end up in problems. If you ever have to test your foundation using this finger, your married finger, right? Your fourth finger from your right, you tip your foundation. Let me show you all what to do. Let me get a foundation, right? So this foundation is a bit dark for me. So if I'm testing, you tap your foundation on your neck closer to your ear. And you're tapping until the foundation disappears, right? You see, because the reason why you're using this finger, not a sponge, is because the sponge tends to soak up the majority of the product and doesn't really give you the results that you're looking for. But when you use this finger, this is your lightest finger, the most sensitive finger on your entire hand. So it helps blend the makeup properly, right? I'm seeing somebody say it sounds like a good idea. Is that with regards to something that I said? Right. Now, beauty blenders also, I use beauty blenders if I'm hustling, if I'm moving, based on if I'm running out of time for myself, I would use blenders, but not everybody have the hand to use beauty blenders. So we're going to be using the buffing brushes. In regards to creating a support group, when you say a support group, I mean like a WhatsApp group. Okay, Selena, let me get back to you with regards to that WhatsApp group. At this time, WhatsApp groups aren't really allowed for the classes based on previous experiences with unnecessary drama. So I need to get confirmation from the supervisor with regards to the class before you all can go forward in creating a WhatsApp group. And WhatsApp only have a limited amount of persons that can join a group. I know previously we were advised that WhatsApp groups aren't allowed for the classes, just to avoid any issues. Any issues, please speak to me directly. So let's continue. Liquid foundation, false eyelashes. So you can get a liquid foundation and a false eyelashes at Pennywise. I would advise you all to look for eyelashes that comes like this, 5 or 4 in a pack. It's cost effective and it will last you all throughout the duration of the class. Eyelash glue. If you're looking for eyelash glue, the best application for eyelash glue is if it's in a tube like this. Where can we get? Right now, Selena, testing foundation is very difficult to get because of the pandemic. People, the establishments are avoiding the physical contact. So unless touching. So you have to be able to know or identify your foundation before you go to purchase, right? Can we can. Yes, you can use the, yeah, you can use the liner glue. Yes, you can. Right, so eyelash glue, false eyelashes, liquid concealer, any particular brand. So the brands I recommend for lash glue is the INV or the, let me see if I can find it, or the AOA. I can't find it right now. But the AOA comes in a packaging very similar to this. Miss, is it possible to mention the best brands? Yes, the best brands of what? Foundation. If you're asking about foundation, the best brands of foundation that is also cost effective and is suitable for practicing and personal use. Let me send you all this to you. Is Maybelline Superstay as well as Revlon Color Stay. And why I'm suggesting those two is because you get a wide variety. You get a wide variety of products they allowed. Okay, so I'm getting confirmation here. Right, so you are allowed to have the WhatsApp group. However, they are limited to 200 persons. So as I was saying, based on the foundation, I would suggest Revlon Color Stay or Maybelline Superstay. Reason being, you get a wide variety. They have almost every single shade available, right? You can also use L'Oreal True Match, L'Oreal Infallible. Those are cost effective as well, but those are a little more expensive than the Revlon and the Maybelline. I know some people might ask me, what about Sasha Foundation? Based on the WhatsApp group, whoever is the person that's going to submit, who's going to create the WhatsApp group, you post your number only in the chat and have the persons message you, because if you all start posting your contact numbers in the comments here, other information and questions is going to get lost. I would not be a part of the WhatsApp group. You all can go ahead and create your WhatsApp group. But whoever is in charge of creating it, you put your number in the comments and have everyone take it, and they will contact you after for you to add them to the WhatsApp, because I don't want the contact numbers to flood the comments and it interrupts me from getting information from other students. So please try to avoid that. Right, so we're going on to concealer. So you're going to be looking for two types of concealer, not two types, two shades. You're going to be looking for a shade of concealer which is one shade lighter than your complexion, and another one which is 2 shades lighter. Right? So the 1 shade lighter is for your brows, and the 2 shades lighter is to conceal your T-zone area. Yes. In terms of Elegirl, Elegirl is the most affordable concealer that there is, and it is actually a very good concealer for practicing purposes. So you can use and they have a wide variety of shades. Ladies, I know some of you all may look for cost. Please try to avoid purchasing the Arista concealer and the Arista foundation. It's very watery. It is not highly pigmented, and it will be as though you're wasting your money. I saw a question from a Xavier, somebody. No. Elegirl Pro Concealer. So let me show you all what the Elegirl Pro Concealer looks like. One second, that one here. This is what the Elegirl Pro Concealer looks like. Another good brand is the Maybelline Age Rewind. These are 2 really good concealers that you all can use and very affordable, as well as there's also the e.l.f. concealer. So 3 brands that you all can look for is the Elegirl. Okay, I have a question.
Hi, Sophia. Sorry to interrupt you. Just driving. You said one shade lighter and the other shade is what? Sorry?
One shade lighter and 2 shades lighter.
Okay, thank you.
All right, no problem. So the concealer is 1 shade lighter, 2 shades lighter. So looking for 2 concealers. I'm saying it again. 2 concealers, 1 shade lighter in the complexion. The other one is 2 shades lighter. What about, I know this question would have come. What about Sasha products? If you have Sasha products at hand, use it. Me personally, I like Sasha powders. I love their powders and I love their lipsticks. If you have their foundations already and you want to use it, that's fine by me. But their powders, yes, and when I say powders, I mean their finishing powders and their buttercup powders. Their powders are amazing. I have Sasha everything right now at hand. Okay, I don't want to put you all in expense, right? So if you have Sasha foundations at hand, go ahead and use it. The only brand I would not recommend, for you all to purchase is Arista because it's very watery. We going down the list, Giselle. When we go down the list, we will get to setting spray. Right, so after concealer, we're going into setting powder. So you can use Sasha Buttercup, you can use rice powder, you can use the AV setting powder. The easiest one to get at hand right now is the Sasha Buttercup powder. You can either use the colorless, which is the white, or the Buttercup, which is the yellow. And the Buttercup comes in 2 shades. The light and the Sasha Buttercup is sold out. All right, so you don't have to just use the Sasha Buttercup. There is the Benai banana powder. There is also the RCMA powder. AV has a setting powder as well, Aline Villarul. I will give you all her contact number. For those, I wouldn't put it here. For those who would want to get it, when you message me on Instagram, I would be able to give you the information. Yes, cover. You know, I should have spoken about that with regards to foundation, right? The CoverGirl Full Spectrum. This is also a very affordable foundation. It's quite good as well. So this is the CoverGirl Full Spectrum Foundation. So for those who don't know, let me show you all what some of the foundations look like. What else I have here, boys? Oh, the Elegant Pro Matte Foundation is most affordable and it's very good. The only thing is you wouldn't get a wide variety in this. Do I have any Maybelline here? You can also use the Maybelline Fit Me. Can I use my, I seen a question about foundation being too dark. Right, if your foundation is too dark, what you do is you can put, I don't believe in people throwing out their foundation. So what you can do, you can look for a foundation a little bit lighter and mix the 2 foundations together and get your perfect shade. Chanel Simmons, no, she was driving, so she asked a question, right? Right, so let's move forward from setting powder. Face moisturizer. This is the face moisturizer that I use, right? Please ensure if you're using a face moisturizer, it is water-based, right? The list of things is already on the site. It was submitted, so I hope that you'll have access to it. If it's not there, it's in the chat, so you can just look at it in the chat and take a screenshot. And to post it? You put the whole list, right? Right, so the entire list will be posted in the chat shortly, so you can screenshot it. I'm going to the list step by step because I want to show you all what it looks like, so you wouldn't be confused when you all go out there to get stuff, right? So face moisturizer, it doesn't necessarily have to be this one. This is what I use. I use this for all skin types, including mine. Right. So when I say water-based, you look at the ingredients to the back and you would see what what ingredients there is in the moisturizer, and the first thing you would see is water. If you don't see water, that means it's an oil-based moisturizer, and it can cause your foundation to shift, and it could also mess up your application. So always look for a water-based moisturizer. Right, we're going on to eyeshadow palettes. Now, ladies and gentlemen, if we have any, if you're looking for eyeshadow palettes, please don't, the only eyeshadow palettes that I probably would approve of if you're buying it in Pennywise is the Sasha eyeshadow palettes, because they're very similar to what you can get on Amazon, and some of the shades are very similar to the Morphe brand. If not, you can look for the Juvia's. We also have some local suppliers as well. And for instance, like this palette has almost all the colors in them. And if you do want to purchase this local palette, I have a way that you can get a discount off of it. So let me know. But please make sure when you're buying eyeshadow, you don't buy eyeshadow that's very chalky or too cheap. You have to make an investment in your eyeshadow. Sasha eyeshadow is really expensive. Now, Selena, I have mentioned earlier that I have a makeup supplier locally, and as long as you're a student of mine, it's not my business, but it's my makeup supplier. I purchased from her. So as long as you mention that you are a student of mine, you are entitled, not entitled. Let me don't say that. Let me take that back. You're not entitled. But as long as you mention that you're a student of mine, there's a possibility that you can get a discount off your purchase. And she'll be able to provide you with almost everything that you would need on the list. So I would give you all her contact number when I'm finished wrapping up the list, and you'll be able to contact her. Do you recommend? No. Beauty Treats, the only thing from Beauty Treats I recommend is their palette, their blush palette, and not just any blush palette, but the blush palette with the round 10 colors that has a brown shade in it as well. That's the only thing from Beauty Treats that I recommend. Right? I'm seeing somebody ask me Colourpop. Colourpop is a really good brand as well. Good. Let's move on because time is going. So I said eyeshadow palette, lipsticks, liquid lipsticks, any lipsticks that you desire, your lip glosses, lipsticks, whatever look you want to create, your lipsticks does have a preference. Setting spray. Setting spray, I would recommend Benai, Sasha, Elf. You all message me on the setting spray and I'll help you all out. Beauty blenders. So make sure when you purchase your beauty blender, that your beauty blender is not very stiff, that it's soft, and it could absorb the product. Toner. So you have the option. You can either use this Arista toner, right? This is very good for all skin types. Or you can use rose water. You can also use rose water as a setting spray as well. AOA setting spray is excellent. I was trying to see if I have it here. Right? Excuse me. Eyeshadow primer. Please ensure that your eyeshadow primer is a white base. You can use, let me give you some brands you can get. You can get the AV eyeshadow base, which is affordable, right? You can get the AV eyeshadow base. You can use any type of clown cream. I don't know if the NYX is still available. Ambrosia has an amazing eyeshadow base as well. But as long as it's white and it's thick, it's going to do the trick for you, right? I know somebody might want to ask me what about concealer. If you're using a concealer, you can use a white concealer. But what you want is a white eyeshadow base for your eyes, so your eyeshadow will be able to last longer and allow the colors to pop. Right, so eyeshadow base, where am I? Brow gel liner. So your brow gel liner, it comes, you can use either the brow gel or you can use a pencil, a brow pencil. No black. No black unless you are extremely dark. And if you're extremely dark, I would advise you to get one from Ambrosia, because she has some really dark brown ones, but we are not doing black on the brows. So you can either use a brow pencil or you can use brow gel. So you can either, from the cheapest, is the LA Girl. This comes in brown and dark brown. If you are anything close to my complexion and lighter, you can use brown. If you're anything close to my complexion and darker, you can use dark brown. And I'm using my complexion because I think with my complexion, anything close to my complexion, you have the option to use brown or dark, right? This one is from L'Oreal. You can also get the Rimmel. They basically come in the same packaging like this, right? That's for the brows, and you would need that by next week. By next week, you would need the brow gel or your brow pencil and your concealer, which is one shade lighter, your angle brush, and your spoolie, as well as your concealer brush. And a concealer brush looks like this. Oh, let me get a cleaner one for you all. So a concealer brush is usually flat, like this, and thin, right? Most of you who are accustomed to your brows would have those items already. Brow gel, right? As much as you would need brown brow gel or a brown pencil, you're going to also need a black gel liner or a black pencil. That would be for your waterline and to create other looks. Highlighting powder. Highlighting powder comes either in a pressed effect or it comes loose as well, right? So highlighting powder is what we use on the cheekbones to really bring that extra glow to the face. Miss, I have to go right now. Okay, no problem. I'm wrapping up now. So the rest of the list is there. You can screenshot the rest of the list there. I'm just going to the list because I want to show people what they would need in case they're not sure. A blush palette or just one particular blush to match your skin. If you're dark, I would suggest you use a more of a mauve or purple blush. If you're fairer, I suggest use more the orange and the reddish or the pinkish effects. Thanks, Miss. Enjoy the rest of your day. Okay, no problem, Angelina. Have a blessed evening. Makeup wipes, cotton pads. Now, when I say cotton pads, not cotton balls, cotton pads. And one of this would be enough for you for the entire class, right? This is like $9, $10, $12, right? We're not being rich face primer yet, Seymour. We're going down the list. I said eyelash glue already. A tweezer to apply your eyelashes. Black liquid liner. This is optional. Can you repeat what you said about the blush? Okay, what I said about the blush, let me get a blush palette so I could explain better. All right. So these are two of my blush palettes, right? On my fairer girls, I would use this palette, right? Because I have these shades in it. Because when you apply blush, the blush is supposed to be looking red like my headband. So you look for shades that would really complement the complexion. And for my chocolate girls, I would use this palette. And this palette has, you know, like these shades. And I would always bring back warmth using like this. right? So if it is you are, or anything close to this, so like a burgundy, that would work well for you. Hmm? Yeah, so if anybody has to leave, you can go ahead and log out because you already exceeded time. You can screenshot the list and you will be able to get whatever you need. Any further questions, feel free to message me. So Teresa, contouring powder. Your contouring powder would be a powder like 2 shades darker than your skin tone. Black liquid eyeliner, face primer. So you are looking for a face primer suitable for your skin. If you don't want to purchase a face primer, you can also use calamine lotion. And when we start doing skin, I'm going to teach you all how it is to use the calamine lotion together with the moisturizer. And glitter, right? Loose glitter and gems. Right. So this is the reason why I'm normally hesitant to give the entire list because makeup products is expensive. And I don't want to discourage you all from continuing with the class because we are in a pandemic and finances would be a bit tough for some people. So based on the module that you all have, if it works out for you where it is you are essential and you are working outside and you have availabilities to go out and get your stuff on a weekly basis, fine, do that. If not, if you could afford to buy everything one time, fine, do that. If you can't, buy your stuff based on the module, but make sure you have it before. Please don't come to class and say, Miss, well, I can't went in today because I don't have the stuff, right? Before we continue, let me give you, for the next class, you all are going to need gel liner or your brow pencil, your brown gel liner, your brown brow pencil, your spoolie or angle brush, your spoolie and angle brush, your 1 shade concealer, and your concealer brush. Let me repeat that again. Not for next, not, I missed the whole cleansing. For the brow sculpting, that's what you're going to need. For the class, I'm confusing myself because I was talking about brows and I went straight into what you would need for brows. For the next class, we are going to be doing cleansing, toning, moisturizing, and your skin routine items, which will be your cleanser, your toner, your moisturizer, right? Your cleanser, your toner, and your moisturizer. And your face primer. You don't necessarily have to get a face primer yet, but your cleanser, your toner, and your moisturizer, right? For the class after that, which is brow sculpting, you are going to need your spoolie, your small angle brush, your 1 shade lighter concealer, your brown gel liner or brow pencil, as well as your concealer brush. Let me give you this contact number quickly before we continue, before we wrap up. And this contact number, you are only going to contact via WhatsApp. And that number is 4930904. This is accessorized by T. If you message me on Instagram, I would send you her link. This is the person I purchased from, and she'll be able to assist you all in getting stuff like your brushes, your primers, your things that you can't get in Pennywise, or things that you would pay more in Pennywise for, you pay less by her. The number is 4930901. Her name is Terry. You are only contacting via WhatsApp, and her Instagram handle is accessorize with a Z by T. That's ACCESSORIZE by T. What toner and cleanser do we need? So in terms of cleanser, you would have to use cleansing wipes because we're doing an on-screen class. We are not doing it like over the sink. Normally at home, you would use a cleanser you'll be able to wash your face with. Next week, I would advise you all on different types of cleansers that you can purchase, but you'll just be using cleansing wipes. Your toner can be this Arista. If you have sensitive skin, I would advise you to not use witch hazel because most of the witch hazel brands are alcohol based. It can irritate the skin. So look for a water-based as well toner, or you can use rose water, right? So any further questions, you can feel free to message me via Instagram. I am kind of hesitant in giving out my contact number because I don't want to say, Miss, I contacted you and I didn't get through. You will quickly get a response to me via Instagram. So yeah, that's it basically for today. I know most of the weeks we probably might go over 2 hours because we have a lot to get in. Thank you, Dina. Is the number? No, the number is 4930901. What face primer I would recommend? I would recommend, if you ask me on face primer, my question after face primer would be, what is your price? Because the thing about face primer, it determines your pockets. Because face primers start from probably like $25 and can go all the way up to $350. So you have to let me know if you're a person that looks for brands or if you're a person that looks for cost. And if that is it, message me on Instagram and I'll help you further. I'll help you choose a foundation, a primer, because I would want to know if you have skin issues as well, so I can guide you accordingly. What's the average cost of the eye concealer? The eye concealer, if you are purchasing the Elegant Pro Concealer, the Elegant Pro Concealer is like about $27 in Pennywise, and it's $40 in Wonderful World. There are other places you can get it cheaper, but it's based on the brand that you want. I would suggest for you also, because of the amount of money that you all would have to spend on material, I would suggest that let me help you all choose accordingly. Do not buy the Arista concealer, please, ladies, because it's cheap, but it's not worth it. But you spend an extra $5, $6 and get the Elegant Pro Concealer, you'll get a better result. And the Arista concealer looks very, very, very similar to this. So you have to be very, very, very careful when you're making your purchase. So any further questions? Throughout the week, you'll have to bombard me today, but we have between today and Friday, message me based on your urgency. If you want to go out tomorrow and get your stuff, message me tonight, not too late, please. Or if not, you can message me tomorrow, and I'll be able to assist you all in getting your stuff. I would brief Accessorize by T beforehand and let her know that, let me know how many of you all are interested in purchasing from her. If you have somebody already, you don't have to buy from her. If you have someone already, you can do that. If not, you could order stuff on Amazon, but just bear in mind, based on what you all order, please don't come and tell me while I'm waiting for my stuff on Amazon to come and I'm already crossing a topic, because that will slow you down because I'll be continuing with the class. Please try to log in early so we can get the classes in and we can get the topics covered and we can finish at least close to time. Makeup, we may not finish on time, but we finish close to time. And I'm really, really excited to have a really active class with you all. And I hope you all appreciate all the information today. And where can we find this lesson uploaded? Did I give you the email? All right, let me give you all back the email where you can post all your queries and you can look for all the information. So it's cep.info.gov.tt. That's cep.info@gov.tt. Right? So I wish you all a blessed evening. I thank you for all your time. What's the link to the WhatsApp group? Abigail, CEP is in lowercase. Yeah, CEP is in lowercase, right? I'm not sure who's responsible for creating the WhatsApp group. Right, and the lesson, today's lesson will be posted on the LMS. You're welcome, Leah. I do hope you all enjoyed this evening. I hope the information was enough. I am a talkative teacher, so it's not going to be a boring class. No way, no time. Mind you, if your cameras are on and I see you doing something and you're looking 200%, I hope you'll have a sense of humor because I like my classes to be fun. So I look forward to an enjoyable 10 weeks with you guys. And Cindy, if you scroll in the comments, the list is posted there quickly, and the LMS is supposed to have the list because the list was submitted as well, right? If it's not there, I'm going to re-forward the list to the persons in charge and they'll be able to put it up there for you all, right? So I'm giving you all some time to get the WhatsApp number for your WhatsApp group. And I wish you all the best. One thing I want to say with regards to that WhatsApp group, whoever is in charge of the WhatsApp group, I hold you responsible for that WhatsApp group. Please don't make the WhatsApp group something personal. Use it to just share information based on the class. Don't flood it with too much of forwards and messages and things about COVID and things about the news. And I mean, those things tend to turn people off. So try to keep the WhatsApp group based on what the class is about, sharing information, sharing probably a product if someone is looking for something and they didn't get them, you got it somewhere and you could give them information, all of that. But you see, all these extra information based on what we can see for ourselves on social media, please do not involve it in the WhatsApp groups, as well as please try to avoid misreading, overthinking, misinterpreting anything that's on the group. I don't want to hear that there's an argument in the group or anything like that. Whoever is responsible when you create the group, I would like you to please create a list of rules. If you need assistance in creating that list of rules, contact me. I will help you create that list of rules. Put the rules in and make sure if you add people after you place the list of rules, reiterate on the list of rules again, so they can have some level of order, because whatever takes place in the WhatsApp group is going to reflect on what's going to happen in my class, and I don't want any disruption for my class, right? So I love you guys. I hope to see you all next week, Monday, God's willing. And we have to press complete after this session. Yes, you have to press complete, right? So see you guys next week, Monday, God's willing. Remember to log in at least 10 to 15 minutes before. Do not leave the waiting room. Wait in the waiting room, and we're going to let everyone in at 3 p.m. God's blessings, God's speed to each and every one of you all, and have a blessed evening.